Hey, what's up folks? My name is Ashok Joshi and welcome to AJ Media YouTube channel. In this video, I will show you how you can connect and access the Linux server that is running CentOS by installing an SSH client that is called as Putty. So what we will do here is we will try to connect to a Linux server that is running CentOS. And by the way, if you haven't installed the CentOS operating system in VirtualBox, so you can click on this video above in the I button. You can see here this link. So go there and you can install and configure CentOS and then come back to this video. And it need not be CentOS. It can be Ubuntu server as well, or it can be Red Hat server or Amazon Linux that is running in AWS. And by the way, don't worry about AWS and all. So just focus on CentOS here that we will be covering. So you can connect through a Putty software which we will install in our Windows machine. So let's get started. So in order to install Putty software, what you have to do here is just write https www.putty.org. Okay, just go here and you can see here what is Putty. Putty is an SSH and Telnet client. So it was originally developed by Simon Thatham for the Windows platform. Okay, so if you want to connect to a remote server that is running Linux, you should use this SSH client which is called as Putty. So Putty is basically open source and it is basically supported by a group of volunteers. So how you can download it, just click here this link, and after this it will redirect you to this page. What you have to do here is you have to just check which kind of system you are using. So mine, the architecture, it is 64-bit x86. So I'll click on this link. It will download the MSI file. So this is how it looks. Okay, .msi. I'll go to my location where I have saved it. Okay, and it's in my softwares. And here you can see this is the installer. Just double click and click next, install. It will ask you whether you want to install or not. Click yes and continue. That's it. I don't want to see this readme file. I'll click on finish, and after this I will open up my Putty. So this is how Putty client look like. So these are some of my saved you can say sessions. So I will show you how you can connect to a CentOS machine that is currently running. And by the way, if you want to connect to a Linux system, make sure that the other system that is running Linux, it should be connected to the internet. Okay, it should be connected to the internet. That's how we can access the remote server through Putty. So let me open up my virtual machine that is running CentOS. Okay, so this is my CentOS which is running in virtual machine. So now what I will do here is I want to connect through Windows machine to this CentOS that is running in my virtual machine. So in order to connect, you will have to make sure that you do some settings. So what I will do here is I will go to my VirtualBox, and here you can see we have the settings, right? Click on it, and after this you'll have to click on this network and make sure that this is attached to host only adapter. Okay, and if you hit a bridged adapter, what will happen is your IP will get changed. So better you click on this host only adapter and click OK. Got it? That's it. Now let's get back to our CentOS virtual machine. Let's open up our Putty, and where did it go? Okay, so there we are. So we have our Putty here, and we have our CentOS machine here. Now what we have to do here is we will have to identify the IP address. So there are some commands through which you can identify the IP address. So how to identify it? Go to your terminal, and now what you can do here is you can fire up a command which is called as ifconfig and hit enter. And if you come above, you can see here which is network adapter, and here you can see inet, and this is your IP address. through which you can connect to this machine. Okay, so now if you are using CentOS 7 or above, if you write ifconfig, I'm 100% sure that you won't be getting this IP address. That is because ifconfig command is deprecated for CentOS 7 and above. So in order to get this IP address, what you can do here is you can install a package which is called as nettools. Okay, so what you have to do here is just log in as a root, write su and hit your password, and after this what you can do here is you can write yum install net-tools, simple, and hit enter. This will install necessary package, and after that if you hit ifconfig, you will get your IP address. Okay, so this is one way how you can identify the IP address. Now the second way how you can identify the IP address is IP space addr, and if you hit enter, so now here you can see we have inet. This is your network adapter ENP0S3, and after this you can see here inet, and after that you have 192.168.56.102. Now let me make you clear. In my case, my IP address will be different, and in your case your IP address will be different. So you make sure that you paste the IP address that is currently occurring in your system. Okay, so do not copy my IP address, otherwise you won't be able to connect to the virtual machine. Got it? So what you have to do here is you can copy this IP address. So what I will do here is I'll write 192.168.56.102. okay, and here the port, it should be 22. Okay, and this should be SSH, and after this what you can do here is you can save the session like this. Okay, so what happens is if you save the session, you can just click on it and you can open. You don't have to give the IP address. So for right now I am showing you how you can connect it through IP address. Okay, so just give the IP address, it should be 22 port SSH, and click on open. Now it will ask you to log in as. Okay, so this is really very small, I think you won't be able to see. I'll click on this icon, and after this I will go to change settings, and after this I will click on this appearance so that I can change the font. Okay, after this just click on this change, and after this you can see here I'll click on this Lucida console, and I'll do 18 and click on OK, click on apply. This will change the font. Okay, so let me just make this little smaller so that it's visible for everyone. Got it. So now what you have to do here is you will have to give your username. So I'll log in as Ashok Joshi, click enter. Now what it will ask you is to give the password, the same password that we have given here at the time of installing. Just write it. So that's it. You can see here we have logged in to this system. Okay, so now I'll close this. Yeah, close terminal. Okay, so now you can see here we have successfully logged in to this particular operating system, and in order to make sure that we have currently logged into this or not, let me show you one thing. I will just write a command which is touch, and I will write test.txt, and if I hit enter here, it should create an empty file over here with the name test.txt. Got it? And if I hit enter, you see it created this .txt file. So that's how we can access the Linux server that is running remotely. And most of the time in the industry you will be working in the terminal itself. Okay, so this GUI part I had installed at the earlier lecture because I wanted to show this kind of practical labs where you can actually see what is happening, right? And if I want to create more files, I'll write touch sample.txt, hit enter. You can see we have created sample.txt. So if I want to remove this .txt file, I'll fire up a command which is rm, and just use a wildcard *.txt, and this will remove all the files that are having .txt extensions. And that's how we can remove it. Okay, so rm command is used in order to remove a particular file. Okay, so you can also use this for removing directory. I will show you in my future coming videos. So that's how you can access Linux systems that is running remotely. It can be in any cloud platform it is running. You can access it through Putty. So in the industry, you will definitely work with this kind of SSH client, and you will be given a task to connect to a remote server, and you'll have to do your day-to-day job. It can be anywhere, like it can be running on a cloud platform, maybe AWS. Okay, so you'll have to log in through this SSH client, which is Putty, and you'll have to do your day-to-day job. So that is the reason I wanted to include this lecture in this video series, so that it's crystal clear for all of you to know what we are trying to do here. Okay, and you are aware about this Putty SSH client. So that's it, what I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you guys have gained some knowledge in this video. So give it a thumbs up if you guys have enjoyed this video, and it will give me a motivation to create more videos as well. And share it with your friends if you think this video might benefit your friend as well. And subscribe to my channel in case you are new, and hit that bell icon so that you will never miss any update whenever I will post videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I will see you in my next lecture. Bye bye, take care.